Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Jersey, and today we are working on part 6 of the museum build/courtyard. And today is all about the courtyard once again. We are going to be working on the final entrance, the continuing the layout that on the left side of the courtyard. We still need to finish the arc, we still need to set up the final bridges. We are going to be taking the fountain off today. We are going to be working on the layout, the first initial layout on inside of the courtyard, to see what kind of pattern are we going to do, what are we going to work on with the fountain, and some of the initial details of decoration that we are going to be starting to put on the courtyard as well. So let's get into it. So right now we are working on the next entrance. We in the previous video we worked on the one side of the entrance. Now we're working on the other one, and at some point in the video I realized that there's something off. I got one side that has four square wide, and the other one was only 3, and that's something that we needed to fix. So in the previous video, that entrance, I do have to redo. We're gonna be redoing that entrance once again. So if you're watching this video ahead of time, before part, if you're watching part 5, or you need to watch part 5 before this video, we are gonna be moving that entrance once again. That way, everything is centered from the back side of the courtyard. So yeah. So right here, I was trying to figure out if I could do a bridge arc, and then you can walk underneath it with the stairs. But as soon as you put the bridge, the stairs, they just disappear. So that's good info. So now you guys know, and that we can. It will let you do like this the stone, like the cement path, but it won't let you do stairs. So that's a little bit of a bummer, that we can't do that. So I quickly discarded that idea and continued to work on this side, that we still need to finish the entrance that's gonna come from this path. So right now, of course, I don't have a video build on this section of the island, because you only see that on the tour of the island. But the more I've been working on the courtyard, the more I'll be working on the museum. We are working and making this museum area more elegant each time we are working on it. So what's gonna be happening is that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be moving that building right there, and all that's gonna come out, because we are gonna be continuing this section that we're building all the way down, and it's gonna connect also to the museum. And we are probably most likely where that building was, we are gonna be working maybe like a garden as well, or and that's what I've been thinking. It's not 100%, like we always talk about. When we're designing, we don't know exactly. We do have ideas, we do try to go forward with those ideas, and the next time we play, we have better ideas, or we try the idea and it doesn't work, and then we redo it. I still want it, like I mentioned in my previous video, I still want to work on that section of the island in the very front, because I made him small. I didn't make it like I did my barn area. I didn't make it like I did my greenhouse area, or now the museum. And since I've been playing Dinkum, we have a big island, like I've mentioned in the past, and I've decided that I do want to make areas more comfortable, a little more open, so we can use more of the island, and not everything has to be small and together. At least that's my style. Right now, at this moment, that's what I feel like I want to do in Dinkum. When I first was designing my island, I was used to playing Animal Crossing, and by playing Animal Crossing, you want to put so much in an island that you design things very small. And that's why John's place and then this other place, they're tiny. It's just, hey, here's the building, and I surrounded it with like trees or a little fence, and that was it. And now I do want to redo those places. So so what I'm feeling that is happening right now as I'm progressing on this island, and you guys are following along and also using these designs on your island, is that this corner, this front corner now of the island, is gonna become museum, museum, and hopefully with future updates and items, we are able to use those items to keep decorating more of this area if we get new ones that we can add on to it. So we are now continuing the final corner of this building, and I don't know why I could not get this bridge to go 4, and every time I keep placing it, it just goes down to 3 and went down to 3. And at first I decided, you know what, I'm gonna leave it as 3, no big deal. But then I noticed, if you look at the video, right, the middle piece of the bridge it just keeps like twitching. It just keeps flickering back and forth, and my opinion is, I don't think they're supposed to be that small, and it just keeps like glitching or twitching, and I didn't like it. So I decided I'm not gonna keep the bridge. I'm gonna take it out. I was gonna try to place it one more time. It didn't work still, because it still wants to go down as 3. And I don't know if it's because I don't have a gap in the middle. Maybe that's something I will test in the future to see if I just need to have open air so it can actually land as a 4 wide. But what I decided is, it's like, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close out the gap, and I'm gonna have a section right there that's gonna have dirt. And I think my plan is, in the future, is I'm gonna plant something there. That way it also gives more lush to the building. Or if we get items in the future, different ones, I can't think of one item right now that I want to use on the top corner. Maybe I can put a flag or one of the statues of that I have right now down there in the small water fountain. Maybe I can put something, but I don't know if I want those statues that high. So eventually we're gonna do try and error, see what we like. If not, we may just do greenery right now, maybe a tree, maybe some lights, and just to have that for the moment. And hopefully in future updates of Dinkum, as hopefully after the census and we read the stuff, he'll start creating more items for us, and maybe there's something better that we can put that in the future. Because a lot of times on these builds that we're doing, once we get updates and once we get new items and even new path or new furniture or anything, maybe we can always keep upgrading our areas that we've done in the past, so we can make them better. So right here, I'm continuing the build, right? We're continuing, and we want to close it to the section that we already did on the entrance. So that should be the edge of the courtyard. So we need to get it extending, and this is when I started speaking previously, is okay, so I'm getting inside this building here, and I'm taking already part of that build. So I decided that's when I decided, you know what, I'm probably gonna take that building off. I want to make something better for the store, closing items and all that. So we will design something better for it. So we're gonna move that out of the way, and then keep working on that corner so we can close this at the very end. And I think that's gonna be the end finally of the courtyard. By the time we get to that end right there, we'll have finishing. So here is when I didn't notice just yet, but if you see, it's gonna end up being, you can either count it as 4 square, or if you go to the edge, it's gonna count as 5 square. And my other end of the courtyard, the other entrance on the other side, is 3 squares. So at some point I'll notice that, and I'm like, oh no, because when I start laying the path down on the courtyard, something looks off, and later on then I notice, and that's something that we need to fix. So right here I'm trying to imitate exactly what I did just now on the other side of the entrance. So I'm trying to do the same thing over here. That way everything is you can feel as you're in front of the museum and you're gonna go to the courtyard, you feel like, okay, this is part of the courtyard. And we'll do decorations and we're gonna be working it, so everything is more together. And yeah, so we are removing the lights. I think I decided to do hedges, like squares of hedges, just greenery, because I couldn't think of anything quick enough. Like, I don't think I wanted a fence. I kind of wanted to be a little taller, so when you go down the stairs, you feel like it's a little staircase with a little wall. So I figure hedges right now will be the best option, because I did have some right away, and I can put them in, take them out, and the greenery helps break out the brick or the cement tones. So right now we are using the brick flower boxes, and that's something that I thought of, like, hey, wait a minute, I do have still leftover these brick boxes that they were originally for the museum, but I never got to use them, and I crafted them. So I was like, you know what if I put them on the top of the pillars to also extend the pillars, because it'll still look like it's all brick, and let's plant some bushes and let's add some greenery like I'm always doing. And I did, and all this is still a test, but I actually liked it. I don't know if I want to replace the bush and put flowers or do something different, but eventually I do have to make more brick flower boxes, because I don't have enough. Because if I did it on the inside, I want to do it on the outside as well of the courtyard. I want to add that to it. So here we finished the corner. That's the same corner on the other side. We left the same amount of dirt, so we can decide what are we gonna do on those top corners of the building. So right here, slowly we're gonna be taking down the fountain. So I took more items that I needed, because I didn't have enough to complete it, and I still didn't have enough to complete it. The brick boxes, but yeah, but right here I'm looking at it and I do like it. I like it a lot. So now we're gonna be taking the path off, all the extra cement pathing that we have, and I think, yeah, here we are. We are finally removing all the water fountain, and I'm excited when we get to that point of the video, because at first I was laying on the water fountain and I had it set. I finally figured out where's the middle, and we had that set up, and then I started having a crazy idea, and I was like, okay, it won't take too much time to work to do it, and basically the idea is I just wanted to do something a little more special for the water fountain. So I'm excited when we get to that point of the video. Okay, so here originally I had all the stair steps and that were leading to each of the tunnel, and I don't know, the picture that I'm referring using as a reference for this courtyard, they only have one stair step like right at the middle, and then that stair extend to like a balcony, right? But I can't build a balcony here because it will take more space to do a balcony, and then also like a fence, and I didn't want to do that. But I decided, okay, what is the best way that I can imitate the balcony style of this picture, and but not actually doing a balcony, so I don't have to take so much space. So I was like, okay, so what I can do is just do like another sidewalk, and then we're gonna use hedges to enclose the area, so it feels like you're walking in through the in the middle of the steps, and then you can go in any direction. Or if you're coming in through any direction, you're like, oh, you're coming in, you see the hedges, and then you kind of walk and then head down the middle. And of course this is Dinkum, and I mean you can just jump the hedges and it's not a big deal. But for the visual and for what we're trying for what I'm trying to accomplish, I think that this came out the best way. And here's the part. This is when I realized, I'm like, oh no, one side is shorter, the other side is longer. And I really thought, and I was like, oh man, should I move it or should I not move it? But I had to move it because it's gonna not work. At some point the design is gonna feel off. If I'm trying to add something, if I'm trying to add edges, the hedges, just like I'm doing right now, that's when I realized it won't work. So here we are. We're gonna be dismantling all this part and moving everything. And I want to encourage you guys that it is frustrating. Sometimes it's a lot easier just to compromise and not to do it. And I will encourage you to not give up. Do not give up on your build. Do not give up on your idea, on your design. It's better to take the time to do it again. That way, especially when you notice it, because if you notice it and then you decide not to do it, unless you really have a good reason, and maybe you can make something even more elaborate, or your design doesn't have to be exactly perfection, they don't have to be equal or exactly the same, and then that's great. But my design right now, everything is very equal in every way, and it's 3 on 3 here, 3 here, or 5 and 5. Oh, what I'm doing on the left, I'm doing it on the right. So since my build right now is that way, it will feel off when I leave something, and that's when I notice it, because it's not built correctly. So once again, I will encourage you not to give up. Maybe take a break if that happens and you're frustrated, because like, oh man, I spent half hour doing this and now I need to redo it again. That's another half hour, or maybe an hour if it's something bigger. And I know that feeling. I've done it many times. In previous video, we seen the museum, I had to extend it, I had to move it. Oh, I had to move the bridge and this and that is, and that's part of it. But since we love designing videos, right? We love playing Dinkum. We love the creative aspect, and that's part of the game. And I think I will always feel that way. That's what the game is about. Is by not giving up, trying to do the best that we can with the tools that are given, and creating something special, something unique, something that inspires others. And that's always my goal. My goal always is to try to inspire you, and like I always say, hopefully you guys make something even better. Take the ideas that I have, imitate them completely, by block, and then you guys, as you guys are building it and watching the video, you guys come up with something even better, something that I haven't even considered. And one day I'm hoping that I can see those pictures and of you guys building that, and letting me see what are you guys have come up with and what other ideas you have added to these builds. And I'm excited. I truly am excited to one day be able to see that. So okay, so here we are once again, and I finally got the middle, and everything is looking good. I got this little pattern right here that eventually I try other type of patterns, trying to create something cool. And this is when I was talking about, sometimes you have to try error, and you spend all this time, and then it just doesn't look good, and we have to redo it. You have to pick up everything back up. And so right here, I was trying to design, okay, I don't know if I wanted to plant something. I don't know if I wanted to use flower boxes. I didn't know if I want to bury the water fountain or raise it. So the first thing, I went ahead and make the water fountain a little taller. And the picture that I'm looking at as a reference, the fountain that's in the middle of the courtyard is around water, and then you got, and the water fountain is all cement, and it's coming up, and then it's like small and going up. And of course I can't build a fountain like that. We only have one. And James, if you're watching by any chance, or anybody starts commenting, we need more water fountains, at least a couple more, so we have a little more variety. Or the same water fountain but in a different tone, cement, any type of pathing that we can change it or color, that'd be great. Okay, so once again, the picture that I'm looking at, the water fountain is around water. And this is the part that I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try it. We are going to try to do this. We are gonna bring water. And of course, I'm very happy that the river is very close to this area. Because maybe if the river was very far, maybe I decide not to do it. But I just said that it's also worth doing new ideas and not to give up. And maybe I still would have done it if the river was super far away and I really wanted to try it. It takes time, but it's worth doing sometime because we can be more original, more creative, and add more to the build. I mean, and I'm happy that I actually did this because it did brought something extra to the fountain in the middle of the courtyard than just putting the fountain or raising the fountain, and it added something extra to this build, and it's exciting, and so yeah. So okay, so after I finish this, you know, I'm kind of okay, let me now put my build back in order before I start keep working on the fountain, because I don't want to forget something to put back and all that. So here we are, putting the stairs, putting the arch, and now final step, we're putting the bridge back, and see, it falls into the length that it needs to. I still don't understand why it's not falling in the corners. I gotta do some testing just to see, or maybe somebody knows out there. So here's when I was trying to get a little more creative. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna create like a pattern on the sides of the steps where everybody's coming in, and I'm gonna use one of the new patterns that I've been wanting to use. I just haven't been able to fit it into any of the builds right now. So here I thought maybe finally I got an opportunity to do this. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna put this pathing, dividing and all that, but it looked off because since the front of the courthouse is five openings, right? And we got 5 arches right there, and then on the side, so 3. So it's not gonna come out the same way. So the lines are not falling, and I couldn't figure out which way to make a pattern, right, at this very moment. And then on the fountain, I did try to put the cement, imitating for what I'm looking at the picture, but I didn't like the cement block. So when I took it out, I went and put the brick with the water fountain. At the moment, I did like. So what I decided is like, okay, I don't like this pattern at all. It's not creative. It's not symmetrical or something like that. It's not flowing. It's not feeling right. So I was like, okay. So I think, you know, when we go to parks, when we go to areas, the fountains sometimes they have like a seating area right around the fountain. So I was like, okay, what about if I recreate that in this build? It's not in the picture that I'm watching, but I might be able to do it, and let me see how this looks. So here we are again, just like we talked about. Let's take up everything that we just did. Let's try this out, and we're gonna raise it by 1 block. And before I close the last one, just in case I need to take it out, I go up. I like what I see. I don't even have to stand on it. And here we are. We closed it, and I was like, yes, this is good. And I was so happy. I was so happy because it actually came out the way in my head that I was thinking. And I think it brings to the courtyard something extra, because now we got depth going on. So when you look up, you see the water, but at the same time you got like this little sitting. I know we can't sit on it, but it just looks like it. And I thought that was really great, and it did make me happy. It makes me happy just watching it right now as we are explaining what are we doing in this video. And here I noticed that the hedges, I had them in the wrong way, right on this side, on the back side. So I went ahead and fixed it. And then I did the final choice that it was, you know what, I'm gonna take this pathing because I can't put it in such a way that I like it. And I don't know, straight lines like that, it wasn't a clever idea. And you know, not all ideas are winners, and now this one was not a clever one. So So we're gonna take it off and we are going to go ahead and put all brick all around it. There I was looking, if I put an arch right here, should I make a third opening? But I'm not gonna do that. I already got two on the side. I don't need a third one. I think I like more that that's a place that we can stand and look into the courtyard, and I think that's what I'm gonna stick with. So I decided to close out this video. I knew I was getting close. What I'm gonna do is just let you go ahead and finish putting all the brick on the floor. I grabbed some of the seats that I still had left over, and I was like, okay, so how do I want to start decorating? Because right there on the hedges, I want to do some type of bush scenery, maybe trees or something, and I need to really think about it to see how do I want to do that. And so I planted 4 of them, but then I didn't know how else to progress. So I decided, you know what? This is gonna be a good point to break the video because that could be our next journey. Thank you so much for watching, for the support that you are giving to the videos, for all the likes, for all the comments. So we are gonna be seeing you next time on part 7 of the museum build / courtyard. So don't forget to hit a like, subscribe if you wanna see more video, and once again, thank you so much for watching. Okay guys, see you later. Bye.